Hello, everyone, and welcome to XCEL U. I am your host, Ryley Smith, where we talk about all things on how we want to help you become the best version of yourself. This is the first episode. We've been talking about this for quite some time. If you know us here at XCEL, we've been talking about wanting to provide this value to you, our patients, our listeners, for quite some time. So I'm very grateful to be here today. For whoever's listening to this or watching this, thank you. I want to hear some feedback from you on what you want to hear, what you want to have us bring to the table, so to say. And as I was thinking about and considering what we wanted to do with this, one of the first things that came to my mind was we want to simply provide value, whether that's content, education, again, on how you can become the best version of yourself in whatever way that means, okay? So I think today what we'll do is I want to have a real conversation. Obviously, I'm the only one here, but really tell you about what we're trying to accomplish here. And also, as a result of that, be able to listen to you when you do reach out to us, talk about topics that are important. And, the goal of this is not only to help you become a better version of who you are, but we want to ask challenging questions, have real, genuine conversations with people, ultimately bring people on this podcast that you want to hear from, that again can provide real value to the challenges, to the questions that you do have in life. So, and I thought one of the areas that we could really start with is just talking about how this started, and go from there. So again, my name is Ryley Smith. I'm an owner of XCEL Physical Therapy here in Quincy, Illinois. I've been a physical therapist now for 9 years, and it's gone very, very quickly. And I just had a great opportunity last year to purchase this place that means so much to me. I'll go into my personal story here in a little bit. But at the same time, we've got some great people here. You've met some of them, Mitch Thorson, Brian McKinney, KJ Whitaker, Kelly Vile, Sarah, Amanda. We have a great team, and I'm so grateful for each and every single one of them. And that's where I'm going to start. Without them, without our employees, without our staff, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, okay? And I also want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Jared, because he has helped me immensely get this podcast off the ground. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do this. So we've got a great team around us, and this opportunity really presented itself over the past couple of years, and really wanted to provide more value here in the Quincy area, the Quincy community, obviously in the physical therapy world. And we live in a different world now. We live in a world where we're on our phones constantly, our computers, the TV, and we're always on. And that's something that we can actually have be an advantage. And that's what we want to bring to you. Content, videos, maybe it's exercises, and maybe it's interviews with other people, okay? But I want to start with the people involved in this, because without them, none of this would be possible, okay? So we own a physical therapy clinic. We treat people here at 8th and State Plaza here in Quincy, Illinois. And how are we different? Well, we provide a lot of quality one-on-one attention to our patients. And we also provide a lot of functional training, a lot of functional assessments to be able to get people to do the things that they want to do. We actually have to get people better, okay? When they walk out that door, they have to get better. And if they don't come back, okay? Fortunately, so far, that hasn't happened a whole lot. But that is, I think, one of the biggest ways that we are different is that we really focus on function. We also have a good time here. We have a fun environment. We joke around a lot. One of the comments that's been really cool to hear over the first 9, almost 10 months now of being open, is that the patients tell us, like, we can tell you guys like each other. And I'm sure there's moments where we don't like each other. That's normal with any work site. But that's been really refreshing to hear from people, is that they can tell that we are a team, that we work together, and that we have a common mission in mind, okay? And, ultimately, I have to disagree with a common statement in the world. It's, the customer is always right. And that may be true. But I do think that it places an emphasis on always the patient or always the customer as being number one. And there is some truth to that. But if I lose sight as an owner of this clinic, The most important people inside these four walls are the staff, the team members, okay? And if we ever forget that, we're not going to be here, okay? So I say that to all of our patients listening to this. You're extremely important to us. But without our staff, we wouldn't be able to provide the value that we do, okay? So that just a background on us. We've got Mitch Thorson. He's a physical therapist. Brian McKinney, we call him Grandpa. He's been in the area for like 20 plus years. He knows everybody. KJ Whitaker, fantastic PT. Just came on board with this actually last week. Kelly Viola, PT. I've known her for 12 years, and we call her Jack because she's a jack of all trades. She does everything. Okay, and Sarah and Amanda are such a crucial part of our team. They do a lot of the background stuff that, quite frankly, they don't get a lot of attention for. But without them, we couldn't make this thing run. Okay. And I want to dive real quick into something that means a lot to me. I was a student here when this clinic was actually first choice physical therapy all the way back in, I guess it was 2011. Brian was my clinical instructor, and I went to PT school, graduated in 2014, and Brian was dumb enough to hire me, okay, as a PT, first job out of school. And so this place has always meant a lot to me, but I also met my wife here. I won't go into all the details, but it's interesting how life kind of comes full circle. And I left the industry back in 2017 to pursue some other interests, and fortunately had the opportunity, like I said, last year. But this place means so much to me because I came from a student to an employee to now being an owner. And it's just a fantastic opportunity to provide more value here in the area. So I really want to make sure we highlight every single person that I just mentioned, if they're willing and if they want to, on our team. I want them on this podcast so you can actually see who they are, and so you can actually see who you potentially will be working with or talking to when you come in here, okay? So as we start to wrap up today, I want to really highlight that this is an ongoing learning process for me, for your host, Ryley Smith. And this is probably not going to be perfect for the first few episodes, and that is absolutely how I want it. I want this to really be genuine and real. None of this is scripted. I do have some notes that I'm looking down at every once in a while, but for the most part, this is going to be just a real genuine conversation. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to make mistakes, but you know what? That's how we learn. And that's what we do here at XCEL. So I want to close with this. We have something we call intangibles here, and we call these intangibles to XCEL. Okay, these are what I would call non-negotiables. In order to not only come on board with our team, but we love to see these intangibles in our patients in terms of attributes from them. Okay, and I'm going to read these because I ultimately believe that if we are on the same page, if we are trying to get to the same spot, this can be a really cool journey, okay? And obviously our goal is to get people better. That's what we want. So number one, demonstrates belief in actions that align with the mission and vision of XCEL Physical Therapy. What is that vision? What is that mission? It's to help people become a better version of themselves, okay? I want to see a constant desire to learn and to grow and to be better. Okay, number one. Number two, promotes a good culture and environment. You got to have fun here. In fact, I had a patient yesterday, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm just going to warn you, we like to joke around and have fun. And part of your payment that you're going to give to us is you have to bring in a new joke every single time. And I'll be darned, she brought in a new joke today. So she's already 2 for 2. She's batting 1,000. She's fantastic. She's already bought in, okay? Number three, you have to get along well with us, okay? We're not a great fit for everybody. We know that. But not every patient's always a great fit for us either, and that's okay. We're going to tell you, hey, I think you're going to be better off going to somebody else because they are a specialist in this area, okay? Number four, promotes just like I said, a fun environment, professional environment, but not so much that it's clinical or it's so sterile. We want to have fun and really promote a family environment. Number five, trustworthy, okay? That goes without saying. Trust goes so deep, and I would go further and say truth. There is the truth. It's not your truth and my truth. It's the truth. Okay, and that's a big deal, especially in today's world with all the information that we have out there. Number six, you got to be accountable. That's a big thing in my life. I've made plenty of mistakes, and I think I've learned more from my mistakes than I have my successes. But we got to be accountable. It starts with accountability, gratitude. I don't know why I have this as number 7. I think I should probably have this as number 1. I do a daily journal almost every day. I write out, or at least in my mind, I list things out that I am grateful for. It could be something as simple as it's a sunny day. It could be something as simple as I woke up and I got more than a few hours of sleep. Okay, it could be anything. But if the more gratitude that we express, not only internally but externally, quite frankly, the better day we're going to have. Okay. Number 8. Again, constantly pursuing to become the best version of yourself, and also helping others do the same. I forget exactly who said this quote, but you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Is that accurate? I don't know, but I know I'm susceptible to the people that I am around. They have a significant and profound impact on me. So I want to be around people that provide energy. We do as well. Our staff, they provide energy. They give energy. Okay, and we want that every single day. Number 9, you're open-minded and willing to learn new things. I'm going to be very clear with my next statement. We're not a typical physical therapy clinic. This will not be a typical podcast. We're going to challenge the status quo. We're going to challenge things. We do things differently, okay? Sometimes it's not always the most popular thing. And again, that's okay. We can also, in turn, learn from you, okay? We want that every single time. And number 10, an abundant mindset. There is plenty in this world to have, not to take, but to have, and to be able to provide value. We are a business. We want to provide more value to people. In no way, shape, or form do I have any ill wishes upon any of our competitors or anything else, because there's plenty of people to help, okay? So those are the intangibles to XCEL. We go over those with every single person that comes on board here. We try to highlight those as much as we can just in our daily actions. But I really appreciate, if you are listening to this or watching this, thank you for hanging in there with me. My brain is a little bit scattered. I will get better as we move forward. And I'm so excited to hopefully bring some really good content to you, and to also listen to you, to be able to, I want to understand where people are coming from, bring some great people on this, and hopefully have you learn something. So with that being said, we are going to sign off on the first XCEL U podcast. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day.